guys, welcome to the first SY5 podcast with me, Connor, Toby, James and Nathan. The first one. Gosh.
Bit nervous or not?
A successful intro as well.
Yeah, literally.
Took us a few tries.
Absolutely.
So this is the first one. What do you think then? We're going to talk about why we want to do it, how we come up with the idea,
Of course.
where we come up with the idea. I think that's quite important. One, that's a place we all like to visit, don't we? Circumstances.
Naturally, we'll just start with that. In the pub.
In the pub, yeah.
You might
Exactly.
notice-
We've toyed, like we've joked about the idea of doing something for a while. It was like a live stream or a podcast
Just
or something.
something different, isn't it?
So why do you think like this time we're actually doing it? Because it started off as a bit of a joke.
I suppose we've got a lot of time on our hands at the moment, haven't we? Because of lockdown. I mean,
Literally, yeah.
yeah.
That's all it is. Like, and also, I think we're like at the age now where it doesn't really matter what you think of other people.
I definitely think when you're younger you do worry more, don't you?
Yeah, I think after school we wouldn't have done it.
No, definitely not.
No.
You get to that certain age where like you just think we're just trying to get
School time.
This work is
Scarring times.
We'll touch on that in other ones.
Absolutely.
But I think we've always joked about it, but now we're at the age and sort of what we're doing, we don't really... Because for us, it's more... It's like for us as well, like, because we'll listen to this, like, just at home and stuff. It's because we always have funny conversations. You always think, oh shit, we should have recorded
so
that.
the most important thing for us as well is that we're not interested in, like, getting anything from this. This is purely for us to, like, look back on as well in it and however many...
And if other people like it, sick.
Exactly.
It's the bonus,
why not?
isn't it?
Innit? Exactly.
It's the bonus.
Exactly. Yeah.
100%.
To be honest, I think it's more of an excuse for us all to just come here and just drink some beers, isn't it? And just have a bit of a chat.
Talking of beer,
Talking a beer.
I think today's first episode is going to be about what we think about lockdown, first night out after lockdown.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, we want to talk about our history of drinking, when we actually started drinking.
Oh, this is
beers
a
we
rough
started
topic.
with,
This is.
what beers, what ciders,
Cast your mind back. Cast your
Absolutely.
mind back.
So when was the first time do you remember getting drunk?
100% drunk.
Yeah.
Mate, I remember a friend of ours, Alex, about, what were we, 15, 16? You were there as well, Toe. And I remember my parents, they would definitely not let me have beers. So I had to...
I think that's a common thing, though, isn't it? Like a lot of parents do that.
Yeah, like, naturally, if you have, like, parents that are a little bit stricter, you're just going to try and bend the rules. Sorry, mum and dad.
Yeah.
But
Rebel a bit more.
yeah, so I was like, at the time I was doing a little bit of work for like my granddad and just getting a little bit of pocket money, and I was literally slipping it to you, was I, on the side? Just like, Toby, get your mum to cop us a few
I
bits.
didn't know that's
Yeah,
how you did it.
100%.
Oh, that's sick, actually.
Yeah, I had to say to Toby, like, whenever there was a camp out coming up, I told my mum and dad, right, I'm going to go and stay at Toby's.
Yeah. Because I remember once we went to the cinema and
yeah.
Aid was driving us, or your dad was driving us back, and you're like, oh, I'm staying at Toby's, and you're like in the back, oh, don't say anything.
Yeah, don't say anything, don't say anything.
Oh,
So yeah,
really?
I got to Toby's and there was just a massive box of like 24 Strongbows there.
Yeah.
And we were like really excited and they were just lukewarm. And I remember like opening it and I was thinking, oh my god, is this what alcohol tastes like?
Yeah,
It's just,
because back in the day I didn't like beer, so I always had Strongbows.
I think,
you were
as well.
Yeah, I used to drink Strongbow thinking it was the dog's bollocks, and now
Yeah, I was the same.
I can't stand it.
Yeah.
It's
It's
so
too
dry
sweet as well.
and lukewarm, especially. And I tried to stay away from Strongbow and went to dark fruits instead, which was even worse.
yeah.
Because after a couple, it just got so sticky and they just feel so sick.
Yeah.
I like dark fruits even now.
I mean,
just for
a
one
cold,
or two.
I like a cold crispy pint like after you've been like out in the sun.
Carnet.
Like
Yeah.
a crispy one isn't too bad, but
Yeah.
like a warm.
A
can
warm
of
strong.
dark
There's
fruits
nothing worse,
or
is there?
Strongbow.
Yeah, so
I think
we,
in recent
That's
times,
what we had, isn't it? Warm,
Yeah, so we-
warm Strongbows.
yeah, so we were there drinking warm Strongbows at your house, like buzzing to go up the hill.
It was a camp out that you
Yeah,
first got pissed off.
yeah, so pretty much up one of the hills we live by, Ponsbury Hill.
It's called the SY5 podcast.
Yeah, hut. but yeah, we were the hill, the main hill around here.
The only hill around here.
Literally, like teenagers, like as they do, you like go up, and you have like 2 or 3 Strongbows, and you're there like swaying all over the place. I'm not gonna lie, like to start, I was like putting it on a little bit, like 2 or 3 Strongbows.
Yeah,
and then
You're not sure. You're never sure.
Yeah, because you don't know what it feels like. You feel a bit merry and you think, oh, I'm pissed.
yeah, but you actually like you feel like you should be pissed because you haven't drunk
I,
before.
I remember thinking, I don't know if I am pissed or not. As in, like, I'm not quite
Yeah.
sure if I'm like what everyone thinks pissed is, or like.
Yeah.
I think when you're properly drunk, you don't realise at first. It when I was first drunk, it was at one of our mates, Tom Pitchford's house,
Yeah.
and that was what it was. I think it was during year 11. It wasn't after year 11.
Was that the prom party?
No, it was before.
He had a
that.
few before.
He had
that
one
as well.
before that,
Yeah.
and I think the first time when I got drunk before, I only drank cans. But this time we were doing like shots. I think like spice rum,
Yeah.
nothing like that bad, but like all like sours. And that's when I first got pretty like drunk. I remember you by like half 11. I think you had your end of the toilet.
Oh yeah, probably.
You had-
That was quite,
That
that was quite a
sounds like
usual
it.
sight for me, wasn't it?
Is that
was,
right now as well? Like last
Well,
weekend?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
yeah.
you grew out. You had a bad phase of it, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But you
Oh,
grew
yeah,
out of
yeah.
it, and then I sort of grew into it. Like nowadays, like if I go out, I seem to be sick.
Mine
It's all
was
the
purely
time.
just not knowing limits to start with. Just
Yeah.
at like
Yeah.
house parties, like you know, you're
It takes a while.
yeah,
But yeah,
you're 16, 17, and like you just don't know, do you?
The amount of times I've seen you drinking from a bottle of vodka like it's almost water.
Oh, all right, yeah, great. First episode, we're going to make it out to be some raging alcohol. Yeah, brilliant.
Not quite alcohol,
That's just what we want. That is.
Absolute Evian
I
bottom.
remember one of them of Tom's parties. You were, I think it was like the next morning or late in the night. You were just drinking like lemon something or other.
Limoncello.
Oh,
Yeah,
lemon
and you were just drinking
yeah.
it from the bottle, and me being like 16, I was like, what on?
But again, like, it just never bothered me. Like everyone like thinks spirits are horrible, like shots and stuff, and like, I always just think, why are people so like?
Yeah.
And maybe I'm obviously the odd one out because
Yeah,
a lot
I
of people it just never seem
I
to.
couldn't hack
You
it.
started
I
young.
still can't now. I still can't hack.
It's in the DNA. It's in the DNA.
Experience. Yeah, you've definitely been born into it. I think.
Yeah, born into it.
But yeah,
So what-
carrying on from that hill experience. So we were walking up the hill, and I remember feeling a little bit merry, a little bit pissed, and then we got up there, and like we were fashionably late to the party,
Yeah.
and
That's when Thingy got his nose broken, wasn't it?
yeah.
By
So
Thingy.
naturally, at one of these campouts, there's some geezer who just turns up that you
Bit
never
of
knew was
drama.
going to be there. Little bit of drama, little left right,
Yeah.
good night, broke someone's nose. So
Not
I was like,
bopping and weaving.
I was like,
Don't expect to be our people. We're not.
oh no.
As if like we were like coming in like.
No, I was there like one at the back, like,
Yeah.
is this what drink does to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then yeah, we carried on drinking, and yeah, it just escalated. We ended up going from the bottom of the hill, which we call base camp, where we just sort of put all our tents and things like that, and we went up to the top. It's called Trig. So
Yeah.
the go-to sign to go up to Trig is when everyone just goes Trig,
Yeah.
Trig.
It happens after an hour and a half,
Yeah,
2
and
hours.
then you know
yeah,
you're
yeah.
in for like the steepest incline
See,
of your
I
life
never
to the
understood
top.
how we absolutely like went up there without getting out of breath or anything. Because nowadays, if I go up Pond
Yeah.
Spring,
Yeah.
I'm absolutely
When we
blown.
went up last, it was tiring, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
literally.
We
must-
flew up, didn't
Yeah,
we?
like.
With
Yeah.
drink, you've got unlimited stamina, and you're like 15, 16
Yeah.
as well.
But
so
we've
it's-
got there's so many stories up there. Maybe we should just dedicate a story to
Yeah, we can
Like
save
going
that.
up the hill.
an
Yeah.
episode.
Save that.
Going up the hill.
Yeah, we could literally make a whole podcast on like when we were at school, especially it was the summer after we left school.
Yeah.
That was sort of like
I don't know if you lot
Iconic.
remember. Do you remember at school when we had that last assembly and the teachers were like, "This is going to be the best summer of your lives"? And I remember thinking, well, surely it's not going to be that good.
It
is
didn't
But then
mean-
it turns out it genuinely is the best summer of your lives. Like,
they didn't mean it in that way either, did they?
no, I don't think
Yeah.
no, no, not as in like that.
Like,
Well, I
yeah.
don't know. Maybe they did.
Maybe they did.
It was
yeah,
just
maybe
it,
they
it was
did.
just the longest.
We weren't their
wasn't
responsibility anymore, were we?
Because it
Like-
seemed like we went on study leave, didn't we, or whatever. We finished
Yeah,
our
you
exams,
finish exams earlier than
and we were
the
off
rest
for a
of
long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically
But that's not why it was the best. It was just because we were introduced to parties and that.
Yeah.
like alcohol. Like the summer like started in April, didn't it? You think about it,
Pretty much, yeah.
April, especially like if you didn't do any revision for GCSEs. Like,
Like,
Like most
yeah.
people.
yeah, like
Some people.
Was your time first getting drunk up that hill the same night?
I remember
Probably
I had
before,
had
no,
some oh yeah I had some drinks before, definitely. Like I used to have like the old can at home when I was like definitely younger than that, but like that was the first that was definitely the first party I'd been to. Like I remember thinking I'm actually going to like a party or like
yeah,
that was
little bit of
like organised. Yeah. Like I remember I think I took like 4 bottles of like ale or whatever it was. I don't even remember
Really?
what I was
That's
drinking.
the
I
same.
remember
Yeah.
you drinking. What was it? That
Or like speckled hen.
speckled
something
hen.
weird.
I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
you drinking that.
That specialist ale at 15.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, so
Bloody
again, though, I didn't,
You
didn't know what you liked, did you?
yeah,
So you're
yeah,
just like, well,
yeah.
just
That's why I
try
was
that
thinking
and just see,
Strongbow.
just see what happens.
Yeah,
Then
I
I
was
moved
just
to Strongbow.
drinking Strongbow, thinking, bloody hell, if this is what all alcohol tastes like.
I found a real hack with Strongbow though, right? So if you have, you know, it gets like real sickly after too many, like the taste is like really
Yeah,
horrible in it.
yeah.
I took to Tom Pitcher's house party once a bottle of
Blackcurrant.
that blackcurrant squeeze, like Robinson's little squeeze thing.
I
like
remember
compressed,
this.
the little thing. All you do is I just put a squirt in each can when you open it. It's like cider and black.
It's like a
Completely.
DIY dark fruit.
DIY dark fruits, yes. Before dark fruits was a thing, so you get to a point where you don't like it.
You
You
should
want
get
to start
commission.
putting that in it, and it's yeah. It's
Mate,
like-
you should have took that on Dragon's
No, I
Den.
should have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By that
yeah.
16-year-old, you'd be sat here doing podcasts,
Sell
you're
it as a
living it up.
package. No, yeah, I would be. Penthouse, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like since then, since I started to drink at school, we've all had like bad moments. Like,
100%.
We've all had our fair share.
everybody has that one night when they've gone way too far and got too drunk.
Yeah,
And
again,
now, I think we've all like matured it somewhat in that way, but now,
Yeah, definitely.
but like
We still have.
Yeah.
We all still have the occasion.
we have.
You have to have a
it's
the
not-
occasional
The
bad.
occasional blip.
The occasional pre-lockdown bad one.
100%. Yeah,
But I don't think you'll ever grow out of that.
No.
Really,
How long has it been now since we had like a proper night out? When was the last one we went?
well,
to?
we went out literally 2 weekends before we could go out again.
Yeah.
Before,
It was real close, wasn't it?
Before,
So I
yeah.
know the butter market was really dead, and I think like it was just so weird the fact that we had so much room because usually it's so like rammed, isn't it?
I mean,
That could have been, you could have been because it's dead now.
the two main clubs in Shrewsbury out there is the Butter Market, which is sort of the biggest club, I'd say.
Yeah,
With like how many floors have we got through?
3 I think.
Yeah, three.
Then there's the newer one, Fever and Boutique, which we couldn't even get into, could we? Because it was
Yeah,
too busy.
that's why we went
We were
by one.
queuing for like what, half an hour. We didn't even.
Yeah.
Mate,
see
it was
the
longer than
room.
that. It was about an hour in the freezing cold. I remember checking my watch.
So-
It was like, we started queuing at 1, and the next thing I looked down, it's 2, and we've moved like 2 people.
There's nothing worse on a night out than
Is that what
stood
we
in a
did?
queue.
It's
Uh,
100%.
we-
Yeah.
Queued and then just left.
We queued,
Yeah, we did,
queued.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
just
I think
stood
so.
there, just sobering up, and then we left. And then we went to Butter Market, and
It was
then
dead, but it
things
was
took
good.
a turn.
It was good, wasn't it? It was good.
Yeah, I'm glad we went.
Normally, Bar Market's got that like
We've had some
That
pretty,
shit.
it can
vibe.
be
Yeah,
shit,
pretty
but
times
because they tend to play like the same music over and over. But recently they seem to have got like different DJs in and played like all right stuff. 'Cause we're not exactly like massive like techno and bass fans, are we? But we like. I think we had a good night that night.
Bar
Yeah.
Market's what you make it, isn't it? It's not a good club, but it's funny.
But I say that about the whole of Shrewsbury. I think,
Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah,
you must think, but
100%.
I always think it's who you go with, what you make of it. It's like going out.
It's anywhere, isn't it? Like
Well, I
the,
suppose so,
the only
but-
places where you could class it like a class night out, like places like Cardiff,
Liverpool,
Liverpool,
that sort of stuff.
Manchester.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, anywhere else you go, like we got friends living in Bangor, and we say, "Well, is it a good night out?" And they'd be like, "Yeah." But then
It's
if we
what-
went
it's what
down
you make
there
it.
to visit them,
Yeah, well, they said it's what you make
That's
it.
what-
as well.
exactly,
When,
100%.
Whenever you lot came to Stafford, it was a good night out because of who you're with.
Exactly.
yeah,
But
So, you can go anywhere, can't you? On your first night out, Stafford. We went on a lads' holiday to Wales, didn't we? In Plenty.
yeah,
Plenty, that was it.
And it's
That was a
probably,
proper
it's
big tech
probably,
lads holiday, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
Go to Wales.
yeah.
but-
Don't describe it as a lad's holiday. You're really
Yeah,
hyping
yeah,
us
yeah.
up there. It's
It's
like,
not- it wasn't a lads' holiday. It's
We
sort of
just-
just like an outing, wasn't it? But
yeah, we
I
went.
mean,
But we all enjoyed it. It was
it
really
was
good.
yeah, it
wasn't
was unreal. Like the club was an old sofa shop. Wasn't
yeah,
it?
it was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a carpet shop.
Oh, carpet shop.
It was a
I
carpet shop.
remember
yeah.
you walking, there's a restaurant on the left and it was like the club was on the
Yeah.
right.
And literally, that was. I really enjoyed it, but like a month after that, the club shut down.
Yeah.
So it says a lot, yeah.
I would have definitely gone back there if it was
I would have
still
done
open.
as well, yeah. Like,
The tunes there was sick as well, weren't they?
Yeah, proper good.
So we were listening
Yeah,
to them throughout the day, and then they come on.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh,
don't want you back,
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
back. Yeah,
Bang.
Yeah, it was some good ones.
unreal. Yeah, but the thing is, with places like Abersock, again, it's what you make of it. Now, Abersock, can you remember how much that was a pint?
Yeah, it's posh, though, isn't it?
places do.
Yeah, so we went.
Well, Abersock.
Yeah, because Abersock is where we went on our like first lads holiday.
And all that sort of stuff. It was like,
So we went there. It was like £4.70 a pint, and then we went from there to Pitheli.
In the spoons. They had nice spoons, didn't they?
yeah, nice spoons. That's how it started.
We were there drinking, like having Jaegers, whatever, and then their families having their dinner, weren't they?
Yeah, it's a bit different
So we
because
went there,
obviously
went there a bit early.
in Shrewsbury we've got two spoons, haven't we? We've got Montgomery's Tower and Shrewsbury Hotel. And
Or
like
Monty's for the
Monty's
regulars.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Monty's, for let's face it, most people
It's more-
who
it's
watch
more-
this video.
it's more of a club, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
people.
not a lot of spoons do that, like have a dance
No.
floor and play
We're
music.
quite
No.
blessed with that, but I mean, it's still like an absolute shitstorm, isn't it?
Yeah,
On a
yeah.
Saturday night trying to get served and that, but
Yeah.
we can't complain too much.
But-
man.
They've upgraded it with the app. That app,
That's a godsend, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a
absolute
It is.
It
lifesaver.
is, yeah, definitely.
3 souls for a fiver.
But yeah, moving on.
That's the classic.
yeah.
moving on. So we started off drinking things like Strongbow, shit ciders,
I didn't,
shit
you know.
beers.
You might have been there as well. In like year 8,
St Peters.
yeah, he had a party in Ponsbury.
Oh, I've heard about this.
There's only like 5, 6 of us, but we were drinking his mum's Jack Daniels. So that's what puts me off.
What day?
Put me off.
What year?
8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not, see, I
literally.
wasn't there. I
Year
know.
8. So
Your brain wouldn't be fully developed at this point.
Yeah,
Right, would it?
just for clarification, that's people that are about 13,
Yeah.
13,
Not-
14.
Not when he moved to town, when he was still in Ponsbury. And there was only like 5 or 6 of us, and we were doing shots of Jack Daniels. So that was the first time I've tried alcohol, really, because I never really drank at
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
That's what puts me off whiskey and most spirits forever.
Yeah, yeah. It's-
I think we've all got harrowing experiences into one drink. Like now, obviously.
Yeah.
For me, it's Sambuca, definitely.
that was
Yeah.
it.
At a party, I made Izzy Tom's. Like, one of the, I can't remember if it was 18th, maybe. It's the when you finished face down.
Oh, well,
in the
yeah.
Some very good stories about that.
Yeah, some good stories about it, yeah,
Some-
yeah,
some
yeah.
brilliant stories.
Definitely
Super
garbage.
All
women.
our good stories are not about anything decent. All our good stories are not nothing decent. They're all just about just getting drunk on
Too drunk,
certain
yeah.
times, aren't they? Just getting
When you
drunk.
took out our friend's little 5'3" thread,
Oh. Jumped to the back for a piggy.
floored her on the
Yeah,
driveway.
not good. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
Bloody hell. But yeah, so we started on things like Strongbow. Obviously, you might have dabbled in things like Jack Daniels before. But how do you think now you're like sort of progressing through the beer chart? Because I've been thinking about this a
But
lot.
just beer,
recently.
because I like,
Well, beer.
I like whiskey.
Now,
No.
the other day I made a big step in the beer department. Now, normally I'll just drink like a light cider. Like I started on Carlin, but let's be honest, that's pretty
Cider,
shit.
lager.
Lager, yeah.
Yeah.
So lager is my beer, well, alcohol of choice. So normally I'll have like a Carlin, but I've moved up. Probably haven't had a Carlin since about 18, unless you go to a really shit pub where they only serve Carlin. Yeah, I don't like Carlin. So like now I normally have like a Stella. But last week we went to our local, the Lag's Head, great pub, and they're abiding by social distancing rules. They sat outside, and what was it you had, James?
And Prava.
A Prava.
Do you mean Prava or the other one I had?
The other one.
No, that
so
other one we
a
had
Prava's
was
a lager. Now I upgraded from a lager to an ale for the first time. What was it? Was it the
It was Atlantic Pale Ale. by
Atlantic
Sharp,
Pale
by
Ale?
Oh,
Sharp.
yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like I'm leveling up every time what lager or
I mean-
alcohol I'm having. And that Atlantic Pale Ale,
I mean, yeah, I don't like classic ales. Like there's a lot of local breweries around Shropshire, isn't there? Like White Valley, 3 Tons.
yeah.
They do sort of like flat ales, which are they're
Yeah,
like
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of they're proper ales, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
I'm not a fan of them, but Sharps do Atlantic Pale Ale. It's got a bit of fizz to it, and it's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I was, bloody hell. That was
Because
nice.
I can't stand flat.
Well, they
Yeah.
do say the ale though is better for things like nights out because like you
It's
don't
easy to drink,
the
innit?
gas is what like
It's
you
heavier,
feel
isn't
full
it?
on.
Yeah.
Don't you?
After you
Yeah.
if you drink more than like 3-4 pints, but you just feel heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you feel like you boys have stepped up? So did you always drink ales? Because I feel like to be a good ale drinker and to love drinking ale, you need to be like
Born
A
into
day
it.
one.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you
day
parties
one.
when you're 15.
15-year-old old speckled hen mate.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
no,
for us,
but
that is like
that wasn't like because I enjoyed it particularly. That was just because I didn't know what I liked. So I'd be in the supermarket with mum and I'd be like, oh, because I'll just try that or I'll just try
But
that.
why an ale? Like that's
Well, why not? 'Cause it was just what was in a bottle that had a good looking logo. I was
Is
like,
it,
I'll just
is
try
that
that. Do
just
you know
what your
what I mean?
family drinks?
No,
Is that a
no,
club?
no, it was.
Oh.
I didn't really ask for recommend. Oh yeah. I didn't really ask for recommendations, but
Yeah.
I definitely think as you get older though, your taste changes, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Because I'm more, I like ales and stuff more now.
Yeah.
Like this one,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Goliath, that was nice.
You trying to get us a sponsor or what?
Yeah, Goliath podcast.
Get us a promo.
But before...
Hold it to the camera, Hannah.
Oh shit.
Come
Sorry, I just knocked the camera.
on.
So I'll say about Goliath. Yeah, so this bit I wouldn't have liked it a few years ago.
Yeah.
So that's how I've grown up a bit. To,
Well, I think you just the fact you've just tried it, like even like
yeah.
walk down the.
But I like that, and I drink
Before, I'll just
others
try
like it
whatever's-
as well.
I mean, I think like our taste buds are almost like maturing.
The
Like,
developing.
Yeah,
developing,
developing
like-
nicely.
myself, I up until like 2 years ago, I'd say I didn't like lager at all until we went to Barcelona, And there's no cider in Spain, is there really?
No, it's really
Apart
hard.
from like
Is it not?
I'm surprised how hard it was to
It's
find.
not-
Actually, it
not
was.
on draft. No, like
It
you
was
could buy it maybe in like a
Blood on the
convenience
stone.
store, but all you could get was either sangria or beer.
The only place we could find it was Irish bars, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That was literally the only place you could find
Is
anything.
there a place in Europe that doesn't have an Irish bar, by the
I
way?
don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
legendary. But yeah, so I started the holiday drinking sangria, which is rough, like a proper Spanish sangria.
I love science.
Proper Spanish sangria has like a shot of navy rum in the bottom of it, which makes it pretty potent. So we went to the Hard Rock Cafe, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
So I had a bottle of salt. I thought it's not so bad.
By the way, in Monty's, they're free souls for a fiver.
Exactly.
Quick plug.
That's actually such a good point because in Monty's, in here you pay free souls for a fiver. How much was it in Barcelona in the Hard
It's
Rock?
about €5.
I think it was
Oh, yeah.
€6.
€6 for a
€6 for one bottle, and you can get
€18
free
for
for a
free
fiver
salt.
in this country.
Literally,
It's
yeah.
mental.
Monty's, by the way, is Weatherspoons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just the
Montgomery's
Weatherspoons in
Tower, yeah.
Shrewsbury. We always just call it Monty's.
Yeah, like ever since then, I've started drinking lager and more progressed into it. So like I'm drinking Hop House now, which is a real hoppy lager and strong lager. So I started from like Corona and salt, which I'd say is like it's almost like water in it.
Piss,
Like,
yeah.
It's like piss water, like
Absolute
Carlin as well. But so I'm drinking a Hop House. What are you drinking now?
Carlsberg Export. This is their new Pilsner. We tried that in the Coleman in the crowd.
Yeah,
Remember?
we all like Pilsner, don't we? Quite a lot.
It's good. I think it's quite nice. What do you think of it? Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, we got the same one.
But still drinking what Effie's.
Effie's Pilsner, 5%. The Mediterranean beer.
What's
Unbelievable.
that Turkish in it?
89p a bottle in Homey Bees, by the way. If anyone wants to
That's
cop one of them, they are unbelievable. They
We've-
have to be cold.
We've got a story about Effie when we first seen it.
Yeah.
In the village where these three live, there's the chip shop, takeaway called
Yeah.
Effie's.
The same name as the beer.
And for my 21st birthday, us three went to Berlin, and we're in a train. It was after a night out, wasn't it?
No, it was on the night. Wasn't it? Yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
I think you may as well go for this one.
Yeah.
You probably were invited. Yeah, so we were at. It was after the night out, wasn't it? We're on the way back, yeah, because we got a train to the club, and we were getting the train
It
back.
was all trains, but they wanted everyone to get
Yeah.
around and just use trains.
And in the train station, there's like a corner shop.
Yeah,
And
that
we
was
just
weird.
seen this beer called Effie's, and because we know the name Effie's from the chip shop, we just thought, oh, that's a joke.
Is that where it's come
Try
from?
it.
Literally, from Berlin? Is that why?
That's why we started drinking it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I had. Did all three of us have a bottle of it?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
loved it.
And
Mate,
the bloke
honestly-
behind the counter opened it with his lighter, do you remember that?
Yeah, we were like, amazed because we were all.
And we were absolutely spangled.
Yeah,
so we were
we
like
were
walking
fucking
around
stupid.
a random train station in Berlin shouting SY5. That's where
Yeah,
the chant
literally.
started, wasn't it?
That's where the
podcast
first time
name
we ever
come
like
from.
said SY5. So joking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where the podcast name comes from. That random Effie's.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Right, now, last topic, I think, before we finish, we're going to talk about the lockdown, what we think the night out's going to be. We mentioned it earlier. How we think we're all going to cope in a lockdown night out. Now, just for a little bit of context, us three, we all have girlfriends. Toby, you don't. The only
That's
single
not a problem, Toby. That's all right. No pressure. Don't feel like you've.
No.
But for you, Tobes, as a person that wants to go out and graft, and a person that wants to go and try and crack on with
Yeah, you're
little
most
bit of-
interesting to ask.
a
I
little, yeah,
suppose.
like for us boys, we just go out and have a beer, like anything we would do. But for you, you've got to get nice and close and personal in the 1 metre distance.
Yeah.
So how I want some exclusive
Oh.
tic tac
Put me on the
tactics
spot.
of how you reckon you could
You're
carry
going to
on.
pull. Well, the thing is, though, it's going to depend on what the rules are, isn't it? Because
Yeah, you can't get.
Yeah,
someone
does
in
anyone know how they're going to do it? Because
Well,
I'm
see,
not-
Unless you've got a fucking Python time, it's gonna be like
I heard yesterday, my girlfriend said my girlfriend used to work at Fever, one of like clubs in Shrewsbury, and they're open as a bar first.
Really?
So-
now I've heard that about a local butter market as well. They've got
Yeah,
a
it's
pub
gonna
there.
like the
Market
ultimate
on
pub.
that day.
I wouldn't want to go to Fever
You know,
or Bar
they're
Market
open
as a
up-
bar.
Fever upstairs, so Fever and boutique. So there's Fever downstairs, isn't it? Which is sort of, they play like sort of like cheesy
It's like
pop,
grease music.
cheesy
You're there,
pop songs
on the
like
mirrors,
Grease Lightning,
whatever
yeah.
happens, happens.
Cotton Eye Joe or whatever. And then upstairs is like the rap music, R&B, like Cardi B and AJ Tracy and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
But in the day, you wouldn't want to go there.
But I mean, they're only open upstairs. Downstairs,
Yeah.
it's going to be shut apparently.
But they wouldn't be open till like 2
That's the thing.
a.m.
No, I think they're going to be open normal
So
time.
that's
Oh, really?
besides
Yeah.
the point, Toad. talk to me about your tactics, how you're going to get a little sort you've seen in the corner. You made a little bit of eye contact. Now, she's probably wearing a face mask. And you're over there. You've got a face mask, so all you've got to go on is the eyes. What are you going to do? Are you going to go and cop her number?
Not like Dave said, depends what the rules are.
Do you want to talk us through your usual tactics, Tony?
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. Talk us through when you're sat there in the club and you see a nice looking girl, what do you usually
He just
do?
goes, if he's got
Depends what country I'm in.
Yeah.
also depends on his haircut. If he's got a shaved haircut,
Yeah.
we're talking confidence goes from here.
Yeah, he
to up
goes from
here.
a 3 to a good 9 with a fresh fade.
So we went to Prague, and I'm going to tell the story now. Don't think any of you boys would have heard this from my point of view, so this is going to be a little bit of an exclusive. Now, we were in this
Episode 1 exclusives going out of the podcast.
You know the club where we were downstairs and somehow we managed to cop our way onto the DJ booth where we were there just giving it
The
large
5-story club.
behind.
No,
No, it wasn't
on
the 5-story.
the last
It was it was sort of underground vibe.
Oh, yeah.
And there was more guys than girls, so it was a bit of a sausage fest, if we're honest.
Yeah.
Now, I remember just being at the bar with Toba, we're all drinking. I think it was vodka coke we were on at the time. And we've seen these two little Spanish girls across the way, and they have face like a smacked arse. Not being rude. And Toby just goes to me, I'm going to go and pull them. I was like, you don't even speak the same language. They're just sat there. They're just sat there, just not looking interested in anything. And then the next thing I know, he just whips out his phone out his pockets and he just goes, watch this. And he goes over there. He goes over there. And what he did is he typed something into Google Translate and he just passed them the phone. Now, with the lockdown rules, Tobe, I don't think you're going to have to use
What I'm more interested in is when was the first time that worked for you? Because it must have worked for you to have done it, like, because we've seen it happen. He did it in Berlin, didn't he?
I
as
think-
well? So I want to know.
But you
Classic
told an
Toby.
American girl, so you almost didn't even.
What, Google Translate?
speaking Spanish to
What were you
American.
speaking to her?
It was in Berlin, and I thought she was Spanish or Italian or something, so I was using Translate to Spanish or Italian, whatever it was. And after like a couple messages back and forth, she must have been translating from English. Oh no.
English to English.
But after like 5 minutes of speaking to her, she goes, "I'm American." I was like, "Oh, I don't know how to put this away now. I don't need it."
What? Oh, that's funny.
Unprecedented story.
No, but in Prague it worked bits. I used it most nights.
Yeah.
Every single night. Not
But-
talking about some of the girls out there.
No. All the lads, fucking that one Irish bar. We'll save that story for
Oh,
another
that's
day.
How we almost got groomed into being gay for one
Yeah.
night.
No,
Like, they were like in
Toby.
the mid-30s.
Well,
Yeah.
Where would we rather go anyway for like the first night or
Lockdown,
day
yeah.
after lockdown? Would we? I
depends
feel like
where we go.
we're sort of maturing, aren't we? It's like preferring to do day drinking instead of clubs, isn't we?
Big old
We
day
like going to a few pubs in the day.
I think after lockdown, I wouldn't want to go on a night out, like a sweaty club.
Yeah.
Quite a while.
Would you really want to go and put yourself sort of at risk going into a fever?
No.
Just as the upstairs,
But
especially.
we've all said there's nothing really stopping us now from going and having like a day drinking like
Yeah.
pub session.
We
Is
can
there?
do
Like,
it now, can't we? Yeah.
that'd be good.
Yeah, 100%.
There's
But when you do finally get to go on that night out, Tobes, and
Always back to this.
always back to because basically anyone watching, when you go on a night out, your idea is you either have a good time with the lads, or if you're single, like Toby,
You still have a good night with the lads though.
yeah, of course you can. But you're out there, you've got your eye on a little bit of coochie woochie, so you want to go out there, you want to go and try, if you can, and have a happy ending for the evening. So
Like I said, it depends what Nate said. Rules depending.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I think what will happen first is that they'll only they'll open the dance floors in like more club, not just bar, and then they'll only allow so many people in, or so many people on the dance floor, or whatever they're going to do it as. Surely that's what.
But are you really going to abide by the rules once you've had a few?
yeah, I will. In a club with people I don't know.
You
Yeah,
don't know
I
who you
will.
are
I'm like, but I'm like,
Then it's the
But
best.
it's not you we worry about, it's the girls we're
Exactly.
worrying about.
Yeah, I'll fend them off, especially after this goes by.
Yeah.
But no, I'm like a chameleon. I'll adapt to the situation.
Oh, I like it. So say.
See what the rules are. See what the
But-
vibe is. But I don't think there'll be a night out in a club.
How do you boys feel about like missing nights out? Like at what point over lockdown? 'Cause it's been a long time to be fair, isn't it? Like since our boys' night that we talked about earlier, that 2 weeks before lockdown, like we don't really have that many like boys' nights out, do we? That was the last time we went out properly.
Just us four, yeah.
And I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And
Until
since
the
then,
end.
we've had nothing, have we? So, like, at what points of I know for me, when I hear like good music on the radio or whatever, I'm just like, I just really want to go out.
Yeah.
I miss like clubs and that. But
Yeah,
the main thing I just most enjoy is just getting pissed.
Yeah.
And
Like,
that's why I like going to a few pubs and having pints, because
Yeah.
you get pissed.
That's probably why we started this podcast.
Yeah.
It's really slow, just drinking it.
It's like a bit of an excuse
It's
to get drunk.
I enjoy a day sesh almost as much as a night out.
I really, because like Shrewsbury have got like quite iconic pubs, haven't they? Like the Boathouse. It's like
Yeah,
quite serious.
Boathouse.
Sat on the River Severn, isn't it?
Yeah, but that is classic white girl territory. Like people with Fiat 500s, they just sit there and just take pictures of their recording.
Yeah, as
And
popular as Boathouse is, I've only been there like less than 5
I quite
times.
like it. I
probably.
do quite like
You
it.
are paying literally for the view, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
just a view.
I mean, then again, you can go to like there's other pubs like the Crown Colon, which is a more a pub.
You know what? I'd never
Well,
been to the
working
Crown
on
before we went
I
there
like
last
that.
time.
I really like that.
that.
I really
That
like
was proper
that.
nice.
I mean, we thought it was weird. I remember that one time we walked up to it and we thought, is this going to be the sort of pub where you walk in and everybody looks?
Because from the outside you can't tell, can you?
No,
Because it just looks like
we didn't know how nice it was because they've got that real nice beer garden looking at the river. We thought, oh, is everybody going to look at us? We walk in and you can walk in and look at the bar, look through the bar at the pool table. And there was just a massive commotion, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And some bloke got
someone got glass.
someone got glass.
What? On the first time you ever went
We're
there?
like, night out, me and James walking, oh, we're going to meet
What?
you.
We were meeting you,
probably
lot,
meeting
sure
you
we
two, weren't we? We walk in, get the pints, we look through the bar, through the front door, bang, someone gets hit over the head with a bottle or a glass, the pool cue's getting thrown, like blood coming out of his head.
He comes around the bar and gets up in our face, the lad's got glass.
Yeah.
He's like, there's no need for that, was there?
All I wanted was a pill.
He's pissing blood. And we just stood there like,
Oh, well.
Yeah.
okay. But I mean, it's
Lovely start, yeah.
definitely got one of the nicest beer gardens, hasn't it? Real nice.
Yeah, proper nice.
Yeah, I remember going there before a night out, and it's a good place to start at.
And so you can go from, you've got it's a good pub crawl, isn't it?
There must be high value.
Crown Colon, that is the place where you start your night out.
Yeah.
So you get there.
Colon, Oppenfryer,
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, that's nice.
Up the
I'm just
Wildcott.
going to walk through the Shrewsbury
Yeah.
night out here.
Yeah.
So,
No, I'll tell you the perfect place to start night out is the Nags. Because the amount of times we've gone there just for one or two,
The
bit
Nags
of
Head.
food,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they go.
The Nags-
Well, our local now,
The
so there's
Nags
an
Head,
hour and a coffee
yeah.
there
Yeah,
as
the
well.
Nags Head.
Yeah, Nags Head, Ponsbury.
the Nags Head in Ponsbury, which is probably we're 6 miles out from our main town where all the clubs and that are.
Yeah.
And the amount of times, like Toby said, we've just been there for 1 pint. We're like, lads, let's meet for 1 pint. And then it just goes 1 pint, 2 pint, 3 pints. Shit, I've got to leave my car.
Who's booking the taxi then?
Yeah,
and
let's
then
get
it
the
just
taxi.
always turns into
And then that's how our last night out started, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was,
Actually
yeah.
was.
We went for food,
We
didn't
just
we?
and then the next thing you know, I'm asking the bloody waitresses, excuse me, can I just put my phone on charge? Otherwise I'm going to have no bloody battery.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sound. Taxi gets there, we go into town, and then, it's just a night out. But, in terms of a Shrewsbury night out, we normally start at the Crown. That's a good pub to start. You cross the bridge. I think there's 7 or 8 pubs before you get to the first club.
Meanwhile, you got Oppenfryer, move up Wildcott,
Nags Head.
Nags Head, you got
The lot.
Old Post Office,
Yeah,
the Wheat Chief,
yeah.
Hole in the Wall.
Opio's up there.
Yeah.
Opio. And
And
then,
you can dip into like a more of a
You
cocktail
could go
bar.
Three Fishes.
Yeah, you can go into like a cocktail. There's quite a few cocktail bars in Shrewsbury, isn't there?
Laundrettes.
Warehouse.
Like Warehouse,
Yeah.
which is like a bar and grill in it, but do cocktails. Then you can go to like, normally we end
What's
up.
that one on the corner?
we go to Morgan's. It's not Morgan's anymore.
It's
No,
the,
the
the
exchange.
exchange, yeah.
The Exchange. Just for context, that is like a hotel place. Where it's like a hotel, like a really small hotel. And when you go in there, normally there's us four, and then you see like older couples in there. So it's just good to quickly cop a quick pint
Rich
before
one.
we go to Monty's, which we said earlier
Yeah, that's where it starts to go downhill.
does go downhill because
Yeah.
you're in there and you just wait for drinks. But like we said earlier,
I think
that app.
No, I think our problem though is we walk in and we just go 3 sols for a £5.
Yeah. But then
As cheap as
after
possible.
that, because you've had 3 beers, you don't want any more.
No,
You go, you
then you
start
go
to
on
get
to,
involved
then
then.
you do some stuff, yeah.
And then the vodka cokes.
100%. Now, just a quick topic I thought of maybe just to finish this podcast. Nathan, you are a Leeds fan.
I like where this is going. Yeah, this is
Leeds
a
fan. Now,
this is a very historical day for
Yeah,
Leeds
now,
United. I'm glad you brought this up.
this podcast, it's not all about drinking and beer and things like that.
We're not alcoholics.
Each
Or
week,
despite the whole fact this first episode has been just purely us
Yeah.
drinking.
Not alcoholic cider.
Cider.
each week we want to sort of talk about different topics.
things. So, yeah, definitely.
Now, us lot sat around here, we've all got different interests.
Yeah.
We like boxing, football, things like that. We all support different teams, which is quite handy.
Yeah.
Some are shit. Most of you are shit.
Oh yeah.
Watford is shit.
Yeah, I
Some
support,
shit.
Some
I
of them
support
are
Watford.
yeah.
Absolute relegation
Tuesday
battle.
Sports Watford, they're
But-
scrapping, don't they?
Yeah, Dave, Leeds going into the Premier League. Now I reckon.
So I know
for the
you
last-
boys you're all Premier League. Obviously, I'm a Championship fan.
Yeah.
What do you boys think about the Leeds promotion?
I actually like Leeds.
Are you
I
pleased
do
to see
like
it?
Leeds,
You are,
'cause
are you?
They back in what, like around 2000s.
2004.
Yeah,
Mark
yeah.
Viduka.
I mean, yeah, they're unreal.
So
team.
that's where my
Yeah.
dad was obviously a fan from. Was the older days, and then he stuck with it quite admirably. I think. Admirably.
Admirably,
That's the
yeah.
idea.
They went down to League One at one point.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
yeah.
They had it.
So did City.
Didn't they have a minus 15 point deduction in League One, and they managed to get back up in that same season?
I don't know.
Because I
No,
remember
did they?
Football Manager 2008. Anyone who likes Football Manager, if you're watching, please sponsor. But yeah, they had minus
Yes, for one.
Sega, hello, minus 15 points, and I remember always being Leeds because they were League One, but with an unreal team, minus
Yeah,
15
yeah,
points,
yeah.
and they still managed to get promotion.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then there's been a few times since that they've been like on the cusp of
Yeah,
getting
definitely.
promoted.
Yeah, they're
And
big
now
boys.
finally, yesterday as it's been recorded, they've
Yeah.
managed to get up. Obviously not winning. Was it West Brom? They lost to
Yeah.
Huddersfield 2-1.
Yeah.
And
That's
they
it.
secured the league.
So
today as well.
yesterday was confirmed promotion, but today's confirmed league champion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Stoke beat Brentford, didn't they?
Marcelo Bielsa now.
Yeah.
He's
Unbelievable.
He's class.
Actually, I'd recommend watching his documentary thing. It's called El
Yeah.
Loco in Leeds, or El Loco
What's-
El
what's that
Leeds.
Amazon Prime.
No, it's on Sky. It's on Sky.
It's
No,
It's
it's
Sky
on
one.
Prime.
No, Prime have got their own Leeds documentary as well. That,
Oh,
covered,
really?
that covered
Oh,
last season about how they just missed it last year.
So-
yeah.
So I'm hoping they're filming again this
Yeah,
year
yeah.
to cover them
Yeah.
actually doing it, because last year was a bit of a heartbreak.
Yeah, so you're a Leeds fan. James, you're Man City and United.
Plastic.
I'm a Watford fan. So me
You'll almost say he's United.
You're
Yeah,
Man
Toby,
City.
I'm not City.
Don't mix them up.
Toby's United
I'm
fan.
United.
I'm a City fan.
Oh.
I'm not. I mean, believe it or not, I'm not covering my tracks, but I have supported them all my life.
Oh,
You
yeah.
supported Chelsea a few years
Nah,
ago.
I get this every
Did you have a
day.
United kit in
I
year
get
five?
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely do.
So I remember them having Darius Vassell, Sean Mike Phillips.
Yeah, so you actually
All
do
those.
know some of the old
I
guys.
do.
But yeah, so James is a City fan, Toby you're United. I'm a Watford fan. So we could be swapping places at the minute as it stands.
Yes, that's a good
Because
one.
we're very
I
much.
don't think Watford will go down myself. Like I know you've got City and Arsenal next, which isn't ideal, but
Yeah, I think for Watford, it's a case of we've not been a good side. We should be relegated, but we're lucky that there's been 3 sides that have been shitter than us. We haven't deserved to stay up at all. But what I do want to know, Nath, is you as a Leeds fan,
Yeah.
where do you think your team should invest to stay up?
I was actually
Just
thinking
quick.
about this today.
Really quick.
I definitely think up front, yeah. We need a striker.
although I'd probably say from like an outside opinion, a goalkeeper as well. Like Kiko Casilla isn't exactly the most reliable geezer, is
He's
he?
Real
No,
Madrid, wasn't he?
He's done well
I
this season.
feel like he's just got a few. I mean, any keeper's got
A few
mistakes.
clangers in it.
The thing with Bielsa is he puts a lot of trust in the players he's got.
Yeah.
When he first come to
He's
Leeds,
stubborn, isn't he?
when he first he
Stubborn.
is. When he first come to Leeds, his idea was not to buy players and change the squad. It was to use what he'd got, like to work with what he's got.
Yeah.
So
That's quite good though.
You've
yeah,
got-
no, and
you-
he's
you
done it.
have-
He's done it. Like
Yeah.
he's
You've
proved
got
that he
some
can.
class players out
Oh
there,
no,
like-
definitely.
No.
There's some Premier League quality there, but it's
Now I've read Pep Guardiola's book, and Bielsa is
Yeah.
like high up there.
well
with
on that El Loco in
inspiration.
Leeds, on that documentary, he's on it. He's
Yeah.
literally.
Now Bielsa, he's the sort of
So
manager
is
that
Pochettino as well.
he goes to a club or Argentina national team like he did, and he's loved for 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But then by the end of it, he just leaves after, like a little bit like Guardiola, Mourinho. The best managers, they
Yeah.
go to a club, and
Win
then after,
something, yeah.
yeah, 2 or 3 seasons, then they just bugger off.
And then move on.
Like, do you think Leeds have the sort of reach? I think they are a big club. Do you think they have the reach and capacity to keep Bielsa happy long term? So, like, Bielsa's
Yeah.
obviously getting on. Do you think this is going to be his last job where he's going to be there for 4 or 5 years, sort of build a dynasty? Because I
Yeah.
think Leeds, in terms of clubs in the Premier League,
They're bigger
in
than most.
they're in the top
Yeah.
10.
Definitely.
Do
Oh,
you
yeah,
think?
huge,
Do you
yeah,
think
yeah,
Bielsa
definitely.
could get them to the point where they're in the Europa League, challenging to get back in the Champions League?
They've got to
I
spend.
hope so. Obviously, I hope so.
They've got to spend some money.
Oh,
I think.
definitely.
Like you know, our Wolves have come up and they've spent a decent amount of money.
Yeah,
They have.
Sounds like
That
one
never
of
could
the
Wolves.
They
recruitment
could
is
do
like-
something
They've got
similar
a
to
good
Wolves because Leeds is a club players might want to go to because they
I mean,
are.
they're massive.
And
I reckon they're like top 8 easily.
Not
They're-
straight away.
No, I mean,
No, not
biggest
in terms of
clubs,
that.
biggest clubs. They're probably. I know.
Villa, by the way, they're top 10.
Villa are
They're
massive.
like,
Villa are
well,
a massive
exactly,
club.
yeah.
but they haven't
Villa
had
are
the
huge as well.
they haven't had the what you call it the financial backing.
No,
Like, in terms, well,
Well, they spent a fair bit.
they've spent, but they haven't had the quality recruitment. Now Leeds, they need to get their recruitment
Leeds had the
right.
new owners, then got in Bielsa.
They're
Now they've got the
owners.
Premier League money from the promotion. So
Mate,
it's
there's
all
a bit
comes
of
down to
difference
investment.
between Leeds and Villa because Leeds have Bielsa, a world like an elite coach.
Yeah.
Villa have Dean Smith, who, yes,
It came from Brentford. Like.
Yeah.
he is. Now I've watched a bit of Dean Smith's thing. I'm not putting him down or anything like that. He's enthusiastic, but is he on the tactical nous of Bielsa?
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
No,
No, Leeds.
I don't think many managers
Leeds.
are on
No,
that. To be
Leeds.
honest, not being biased even. I just think
No, Leeds, a little bit like United, this summer is massive for them because United, they could, if they have the right investment, they could go from a top 4 to challenging for the title again with a few players.
I mean-
Leeds, they could go from a team where they've just got promoted to making a real statement in the Premier League.
I think for Leeds as well, it's not only about new players; it's about securing the players they've got.
Yeah,
Securing players like Ben White, Jack Harrison, Phillips, players like that are just absolutely
Ben
rocks in the team.
Ben White's
yeah, that's
loaned,
the
isn't
spine, isn't
Ben
it?
White's alone, yeah.
Who's he on?
Brighton, he's on.
Brighton.
Yeah.
Jack Harrison's from City.
You
isn't
Jack Harrison City,
Yeah.
Ian Pervada from City.
But
as well.
if you're Ben White on that, he plays for Brighton. He's on loan at Leeds.
he? He didn't want to play for Leeds because I mean Brighton have got Duncan Duffy who are like solid.
Dunk.
I mean
That's a
it's funny,
great
it's funny
name.
name, isn't it? But they've got 2 solid centre backs that you might
Yeah.
not play in their back 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was him, I'd play for Leeds.
Yeah.
They're a bigger team. than
And you'd
Brighton.
think next season Leeds would do better than
Brighton.
Brighton,
On
I
paper,
think
I'd say
so.
so.
Yeah.
What Leeds have got to be worried about is the shithousery of teams like Burnley, Brighton, and Sheffield United.
Like
Yeah.
Watford, if they stay at Watford, they can
They're
copper
shit
a result.
houses, aren't they?
Yeah.
You say that.
You've got
you say
Craig
that, but how
Dawson
much-
scoring bicycle kicks. Like
Yeah.
that is shit out.
But Leeds
Yeah,
might
but
be able to do that.
Yeah,
as
you
well.
say that, but look at the shithousery of the Championship anyway.
I know, yeah, but-
No, I don't mean quality side, but I
I
mean,
know,
The
yeah.
championships are grueling. Like,
By the
you
way,
need to be a
horrendous.
tough team.
We had a grueling win
Leeds-
the other day against
yeah.
Barnsley, bottom of the table, and the commentators were literally saying, "I cannot tell which team is top of the league, which team is
But
bottom."
yeah,
It was
do you
that,
know what?
I mean? It's that.
Because Bielsa, his style is like press. In
Yeah.
the Championship, you have 46 games plus the FL Cup plus the FA Cup. You're playing 50 games a
It's
season.
a lot of games, yeah.
When
Yeah.
you look at teams in the Premier League, you're playing once a week if you're not in Europe, and then
Yeah.
the FA Cup's on the weekend. You might have a midweek league game you can rotate.
Over
You're
Christmas
playing,
busy.
you're playing 38 games over Christmas is busy, but his style is so intense that sort of in the Premier League, his managerial style suits the Premier League.
That's
So
why
Leeds can only get better from where they've been this year, playing against teams that will sit in a low block,
But
so in
that-
like a 4-5-1. And then they're playing against teams like Arsenal where they can counter-attack, press them
Yeah,
high,
if you
win
watch
the ball
their
back.
FA Cup against Arsenal, first half
Yeah,
they were all
exactly.
over it. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable. And
But
the
that's
second
why
half, then obviously.
When you
didn't
say
go so well.
Leeds need to invest, because if they play that attacking style or like pressing style all the time, they'll get tired.
Yeah.
So they need a good bit of depth.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
happens.
but-
That's
but
exactly what happened to Norwich.
Yeah.
Norwich played
Yeah.
attacking and they got spanked.
Yeah,
They
but
got spanked.
is what's his name?
Farke.
Ralph Farke. Is he on the level of
No.
Bielsa?
He's not. He's not.
Bielsa
No.
can get his players to set traps to get the ball high, then to go and
Yeah.
score. Whereas Farke, they don't have the quality. Pookie proved that he was what championship quality. As much as it paid him, you'd say.
They've got some good Prem players like Buendia. I'd say
Cantwell's
he's a
gone.
Premier League.
Yeah.
Lewis is gone.
Yeah,
Godfrey.
yeah.
Godfrey as
Godfrey,
well.
Wendy. So they're spiraling their teams going. And that's exactly my point. That if Leeds don't stay up this season, Phillips is gone.
Yeah,
Phillips is gone.
Ben White's gone.
Yeah, Ben White's
Definitely.
gone. Jack
Jack
Harrison's
Harris is probably gone. Yeah.
all your Stuart Dallas, he probably
Yeah.
played the Prem. Players like that, they're all gone.
The quality.
So
Although, based on a purely fitness point of view, I definitely would say that Leeds are easily on a Premier League fitness
Yeah,
point of view.
definitely.
No,
Definitely.
Yeah,
not
'cause they're-
that's
like I
that
say,
at
they're
all,
playing-
because it's so intense.
they're playing 50 games a season.
But then sometimes I think does the fitness compensate for the quality? does the constant ball chasing.
Do you still have that Luke Ayling playing?
Yeah, I think
I remember.
he's been unreal.
He's
as well.
still
Captain. He's
Well,
captain, isn't he?
Do you remember
He does when Cooper goes off.
He used to look like a woman, didn't he?
Cooper.
Like, on FIFA 12 or
Super
something,
duper.
he used to look like a girl on FIFA 12 Ultimate Team. I remember it. He used to play for Yeovil.
Yeah, he was. He
I
was.
remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think we better wrap it up. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Guys.
what next week? I think we should maybe talk about what we do as a career, all of us ourselves, and maybe what interest we've got. We all got separate interests, haven't we? Like Toby likes his UFC, Connor likes his fishing
Unboxing.
and boxing. Nathan likes his rugby.
Yeah,
Nobody cares what I like really.
Nobody cares what you like.
Yeah.
James just likes taking photos on the night out.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Because
like,
they always get into their
Yeah.
photos on nights out. Yeah.
So we'll wrap it up. Guys, thanks for watching.
give us some feedback. What you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, I
If
mean,
you're watching-
we're not expecting to be like, oh, that was the best podcast I've ever heard in my life.
It's only our first one, and none of us have ever been on camera.
We're not
before.
tech savvy, and we've got to give a shout out to Connor's brother Duke, who's editing this for us.
Yeah, he's gonna give it that edit, isn't he? So he gets on with it.
100%.
Shout out,
Yeah.
Duke.
And we're going to be hopefully getting some guests on. Like, it's obviously not just us four in a friendship group. We've got a lot of other mates that we hope to get on.
We are
Yeah.
that entertaining. We need to get some more people
Yeah.
on to take
Yeah.
over from
But
us.
we've
It
got-
spice up the story. But
Yeah.
also, because us four can tell stories, but there's friends that we've got in the group that can tell stories
Some
from,
really
from
good,
their perspective as
we've
well.
got some real
Yeah,
good
yeah,
stories.
We got some friends that have done some pretty wild shit.
Weird stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
We're very tame, aren't we?
We're
Really
looking
compared to a lot
forward
of
to
them,
it.
so.
I'm excited for it. So.
Also,
Yeah.
we've got a few ideas of what we might want to do in other podcasts. Like we touched on it today, like stuff we might mention again.
Yeah.
But like we can always do with like tips and
Oh yeah.
like
Like,
comments of what we can do. Like
I just
like-
hope people are going to be nice because I feel like we're going to get roasted
Yeah.
for it.
I don't think we will.
Guys, leave a comment on what sort of style podcast we want to do. Obviously, we want podcasts on. We're going to do things on relevant shit, like
Affairs,
like
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Maybe we could do a podcast on football, what's happening, Premier League preview for the next season, boxing that's coming up. Love to do a little podcast on that.
Yeah.
Don't forget to click a like and subscribe.
Yeah,
That
100%. Yeah,
100%.
because that's what we wanted. Just a bit of support, just to
Yeah.
show that.
We've got our Instagram as well. We've got a Spotify which we'll try and get going.
yeah, we're going to get Spotify going.
Yeah, we're like,
So guys, leave a like, subscribe, and signing out. SY5.